Baddest DJ, 2 turntables. Baddest DJ.
Well, every radio station has a demographic, as you know. So, I mean, for us, it was simply a Hispanic female. You would probably say between 16 to 22. And we always dubbed her Lopita. That was the code word in the station, was Lopita. Make sure you're talking to Lopita. Make sure you're talking to Lopita. So as long as we was playing music that she liked, we was good.
If you look at the playlist from back then, I mean, it goes from, like I said, from Keith Sweat to Rodney O and Joe Cooley to Public Enemy to New Shoes to New Kids on the Block to Stevie B. It was just wide range, you know.
And it wasn't so much the beginning of like the thug, you know, and all that stuff. It was fun rap. It was just when lyrics were fun and there wasn't so much about, you know, death and dying. It was just like a lot of fun.
There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These 3 words mean you're getting busy. Whoa, there it is, Hitman.
Crisscross, you know, that whole trend.
I remember Mary J. Blige. I remember Michelle A. No more lies, no more lies.
Salt and pepper, shoot bead. I used to love that song.
You make me want to shoot.
Fantastic Voyage, Coolio.
Come along and ride on a fantastic voyage.
You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me.
Here come the hot stepper, turn them up, them lyrical gangster.
Here come the hot stepper, I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer.
At the time, my thought process was, well, let's play things that the other guys don't play. Since they have a 100,000 watt FM stick, we need to give people a real discernible reason to listen to us, and it can't be the same songs they're playing because they just sound better on their station. So we made an effort to kind of be pretty adventuresome when it came to be out front of music and play things that our competitors just wouldn't play, so that people had a specific reason to listen to the radio station.
You know, it's kind of weird to kind of think about the format. You would hear Ice Cube, then you can hear Salt and Pepper, then you can hear Ace of Base. You know, so it was that type of station. And then for a throwback, you would hear, I'm trying to think of something, Zapp and Logic. So that was Power 1490. Thinking about it today's terms, wow, that sounds like a train crash. But back then, it's the greatest station in the world.
I remember a lot of odd titles like Above the Law, Black Superman, or Your Love is a 187 from the Whitehead Brothers. I think I like saying those because it just sounds funny coming out of my mouth.
There's a lot of one-hit wonders too. Domino, Ghetto Jam. Of course, you've got Lighter Shade of Brown, Skee-Lo, I Wish.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" bar.
Hip-hop songs I remember was Jump Around, House of Pain.
I came to get down, I came to get down. So get down to your seat and jump around, jump around.
Just like the prodigal son I return. Watch me or you get burned. I got lyrics, you ain't got one. Something about a shotgun or something like that.
Jodeci, I love Jodeci.
Cypress Hill.
Here is something you can't understand.
Or could just kill a man. Sin Dog would come in, you know what I'm saying? Hey, come on the side of what you passed. It was dope, man. These cats they just came out of nowhere. You had Melon Ace, who basically laid ground for Latino rap.
Cause right now you're just a liar, a straight mentirosa. Today you tell me something, y mañana es otra cosa.
And then you had Kid Frost, who broke doors for the Chicanos, you know what I mean? And Raza, as that whole movement started.
Cause this is for the raza.
JV, this is what it takes to be a neighborhood queen.
Of course, Mr. Grim Indo Smoke, because of the controversy behind that.
Fresh air, Indo Smoke. Pass me the joint so I can take a toke. 1 puff, 2 puff, 3 puff, 4 puff, 5, I'm feeling real high.
Easy.
Another example of how easy does it.
Of course, NWA.
The whole West Coast feel was big at that time, especially Dr. Dre when he dropped The Chronic.
Mr. Buster.
Where you at? Can't scrap a lick, so I know you got your gap.
Obviously Snoop, Dr. Dre, and they were breaking when hip hop was something you couldn't play on the radio, but everyone wanted to play them, so we got to play them in the club, and I used to get in trouble for playing them in the club.
Give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble. Ain't
nothing but a G thing, baby. Too locked out, so we crazy. That's it. And Death Row. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the introduction of Snoop Dogg in the radio, kind of like I guess my dad remembers when Elvis came out. I remember when Snoop came out. Snoop was featured on Dr. Dre's song, or Dr. Dre album, The Chronic, and a couple of songs. So people knew who Snoop was. Snoop had a little cameo in Dre's song.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door.
When I think Power 1490, I think Warren G, I think Boyz II Men, I think Paperboy.
You had Paperboy.
That's the biggest one.
Do the ditty if you want to, cause then I can see if I want you, just do the ditty ditty.
And at the time they had a artist they were pushing called Paperboy. You know, they were trying to push this artist and nobody would give him any airplay. And I listened to the song, it was called Diddy, and I said, I like it. And I would pump it up and you know, and I liked the song, and I said, I'm trying to break this artist, you know.
Man, I'm finna break this. That's the way the DJs used to talk. I'm finna be the first one to break this.
I think my first thing to David at Kiss 'Em was the label. I said, you know, the thing is the hook. I mean, it's kind of long, but maybe you could put some more hooks in there because the hook is kind of cool. Do the ditty if they want to, you know, and I said the hook is cool. So it's like, oh, okay. And I think, I'm not sure if it was what I said or whatever, but they went right on. It was like they did it and then sent the cut out the next week.
He was like, there ain't no hook. Like, what's the hook, right? I tell him, what's a hook? He was like, something that repeat itself. I go back in the booth and just start saying that, do the ditty if you, and that was it. Tripled it up, doubled it.
Do the ditty if you want to, because then I can see if I want to.
I was getting calls from about 4 or 5 different record labels, like, what's going on with this situation? Who is this guy?
We were featuring him before anybody in the country was playing him. And now in Tucson, that's a Tucson staple.
When they start playing the ditty, they never stop playing the ditty. It seemed like every time you walk in a swap meet, you hear the ditty bumping. Be like, damn. Every time you walk in a swap meet, you hear the ditty pounding.
In the city of Tucson, I still am proud of the idea that we exposed a lot of artists. Believe me, whether it was a lighter shade of brown, or I remember Paperboy, I would run into him years later in Los Angeles and he would thank me, and DJ Quick would talk about how important Tucson was as a market for him, and he only got played on one radio station, and so I heard it from artists years later that it was an important radio station to them because it gave them the chance to reach an audience.
You was like, well, who is this station in Tucson that's putting all this music out and giving all this music a chance, you know?
That station at the time was one of those stations that really broke a lot of those records.
At the time, we were all told you couldn't play hip-hop, or hip-hop is the nice way to put it, they just called it rap back then. You couldn't play rap on the radio. And I didn't know enough about radio to know that you couldn't play rap on the radio, so we did.